I hear so many people saying that the military operations, the joint military operations by United States and Israel against the Islamic Republic in Iran was a mistake because they lied to us and there were no imminent threats by the Islamic Republic against the United States or the rest of the world. And this is a repetition of what happened with Iraq, that they lied about the weapons of mass destruction, and they sold this narrative to us that if we don't attack, the Islamic Republic is going to do this and that. And those are the reasons why this was a mistake. Let me explain why that's retarded. Especially after everything that we have been seeing by the Islamic Republic. If anything, we now have more reasons for why not only these military operations should have happened, they should have happened earlier, years earlier, before we got to the point where the Islamic Republic has this much fighting ability. First of all, the threat does not have to be imminent for you to take action. In fact, if the threat is imminent, you're too late. What is this insane claim that, oh, we shouldn't have attacked because the threat was not imminent? You take action before you get to that point. That is the entire point. You take action when you see that at some point the threat is going to get imminent, not when it is imminent. Another point these idiots make is that, oh, now one of the objectives of these military operations is to open the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz was open before we did this, so we shouldn't have done this to begin with if the objective is to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Okay, genius, let's think about this. Given that the Islamic Republic has the ability to control the Strait of Hormuz to this extent, do you think that they would not have done the same thing once they had an atomic bomb, knowing that nobody could do anything about it ever again? Now you see that they have this ability to close the Strait of Hormuz, even though once they do it, they might convince more countries that we need regime change in Iran. Once the Islamic Republic got access to nuclear weapons, what would stop them at that point to close the Strait of Hormuz then? Knowing that nobody would come and dare do regime change on them once they have that. Just put yourself in their position. You have a nuclear bomb, nobody's going to do regime change like North Korea with you anymore. Why should I not close the Strait of Hormuz and collect $2 million per ship, getting me billions of dollars of revenue, knowing that the entire world depends on the energy that comes through the Strait of Hormuz? Why should I not collect my share from allowing the Strait of Hormuz to be open? You think this is a disruption to the supply of energy now? What do you think would happen then? When nobody would be able to stop them? Of course they would close the Strait of Hormuz with the security of a nuclear weapon. Why wouldn't they? Look at what is happening right now. Not just the Strait of Hormuz, but the threat that the Islamic Republic is to every country in the region and globally. Understand that would become 100 times more when they get to a position where they would know that nobody could do anything about it. If you're not a stupid person, looking at everything that is happening right now should make you ask, why the fuck did we not do this earlier? Why did we wait until the Islamic Republic managed to build this many missiles? Why did we release so much money to them so that they could have all of this? A lot of idiots are comparing what's happening in Iran with what happened in Iraq. Are like, oh, they lied to us about weapons of mass destruction, so they are lying about this right now as well. Idiots, we have undeniable evidence that the Islamic Republic was rapidly moving towards becoming a nuclear power. If you keep repeating, oh, they're lying to us, just like they lied to us about Iraq, then you're blind or retarded or I don't know, or you have your own agenda. The Islamic Republic has already made it very clear itself. It's not even hiding that it's trying to invade the whole region. It was trying to control the whole region. It's not just a threat to Israel. It's a threat to Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Lebanon, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, Qatar, Oman, everyone. They want the whole place. You're worried about gas prices and oil prices going up? Do you understand that this Shia pan-Islamic empire, if it controlled that entire region, do you know what that would do to oil and gas prices? Not only that, you understand that the revenue from that will go to funding terrorism. That would be a threat to everybody everywhere around the globe. These idiots are like, oh, look, the Islamic Republic is causing so much destruction because we started these military operations, so we shouldn't have started that. Oh, yeah, sure, let's just let them keep their expansionist policies and basically control the entire region. I'm sure once they're controlling so many countries with this much oil and gas revenue and they have a nuclear weapon, they're going to show us mercy because we didn't attack them first. The people who are clearly communicating all the time that their goal is world domination, I'm sure they're going to just sit back and not attack us because we didn't attack them first. Sure. Send this video to any retard that keeps repeating these nonsense so that maybe they could stop being a retard. Anything that you're complaining about because of these military operations, it would have been 1,000 times more if you just let Islamic Republic to grow its power and eventually become nuclear. And if you stop now without regime change, the Islamic Republic has still its oil and gas revenue, and it will rebuild it, and we will be back here all over again. If you want to talk to me, come join our discussion group. I'm there almost every day. The link is in the description. Let me know in the comments what you think. My name is Armin Navabi. I'm Israel Chai. Long live America. Javid Shah. Payan Deiran.